A lot of tree stumps that were in the Volta Lake have been removed. Um, Previously, there used to be so many of them that fishermen were complaining, and even other people who use the water body. But now, an exercise was conducted, and then these tree stumps have been removed. So, for those people who used to go to the Lake Volta to do their um, activities, and because of these tree stumps, it was a problem to them. You would like to know that they have been removed, so you can go back to doing your work and all the other activities you do on the Volta Lake. This all began when the Ghana Maritime Authority took note of some plight of some fishermen and the rest. Um, this governing body who's always on the waters and also looking at the interest of fishermen and all those who are around aquatic resources. So the Ghana Maritime Authority. They also spoke about some achievements made in changing things that were going wrong on the Volta Lake. When they took note of the certain accidents that were occurring because of these tree stumps, they decided to embark on an exercise to remove them. Now, these tree stumps were very problematic from 2018. We started hearing news about these little accidents on the water during the late 2017 time. But 2018 was rampant and people were complaining. Some were having problems with their fishing nets, and some their boats were getting caught with them, and there was just a lot of things that were happening. It's not everyone who uses the same boat and the same type of ship on the Volta Lake. So if you have one that has something tied to it, or you are pulling something and then it gets caught up with one of these tree stumps, that's when a problem occurs. And there's even been some accidents where boats were turned the other way around, and then some people fell inside the water. But the good news is that because they were very good with the water body, they were able to come out alive without being drowned. I don't know about others. There were some cases where some had to be rushed to some healthcare facilities after some accidents occurred, but we were not able to follow up to see if anyone passed away. Hopefully, they are all okay. So this exercise has been going on for about 2.5 years now, and finally, they are sure most of them has been taken out. There was also a series of people who claimed they couldn't move forward until these tree stumps were addressed, and in a way we understand them. Well, there was this initiative to where the government came in, with links to the Ghana Maritime Authority. They met with some other stakeholders, and then they had to set out to look for a permanent solution to all those troubles on the Lake Volta. So when these incidents were raised up, they all concluded that would have to be one thing that would be taken care of on a daily basis. Now, the Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority, Mr. Thomas Alonsi, also expressed some views. Back then, when he was asked, he said it was a good thing that the stamps would be removed because it was the only way to, put an end to the worry of the people who use the Volta Lake. Now, he says, apart from bringing safety on this water body, another thing that has been achieved is that they've helped to increase some economic activities. most of you who are very very big lovers of fish and all other types of things gained from the water bodies, you would know there has been a little goodness during the late part of the year. We do remember last year, sometime last year, and then this year wasn't too much, but sometime last year and early this year, but mostly last year, the prices of fish in some areas went so high. And then also we recorded and we heard of some news of people fighting for dead fish, on some water bodies. This news was very serious, where some authorities had to come in because some people were refusing to get the fish that was caught like live. But due to some illegal methods for farming fish, some of the fishes were destroyed. So as people walked on the water, walked on the sandy shores of these water bodies, the waves would drive and bring all these dead fish on shore. Now what was happening was that, because at that time too the price of fish was high, those who were by the sandy parts, who saw this dead fish being washed ashore, were fast to gather this fish and to sell and some to use. The problem was that because some people were selling it, the authorities had to come in, because you can't be catching dead fish. You don't know what chemical was or what problem caused the fish to die. So some people were going about selling the fish, and then the authorities had to come in to bring things down. But even when they were able to stop some of these market women, who were selling fish and the rest, who were involved in this fish business, there were still people who were going to such water bodies with the expectation of catching some dead fish. When we interviewed them, and even there were some people who were even willing to express their views to us even before we even asked them for an interview. I remember back then they were complaining that they needed to eat and things were not going on well with them in their lives. So when they look at the way they are not able to make purchases and the way the prices of fish are high, they don't see why they should be stopped from eating those dead fishes that were being washed on the sandy beaches. So they said, moreover, they had been eating this dead fish for a while now, and there was nothing that was harming them. And though the authorities were claiming that it was not safe and was not healthy, they were saying that the authorities, they don't know what they are talking about, because at the end of the day, before you eat a fish, you have to kill it. So if fortunately for them, the fish has already died by whatever process, they just have to go ahead with the eating. So these different views brought up a lot of controversy. Even sometime this year, I remember in the early parts of this year, this was also an issue. So you get it. All these little things brought the economic activities of fish down, and then people were complaining about how sometimes you go and buy a tilapia fish, just a small one, and you hear something like 20 cedis, 25 cedis, and even in some places 30 cedis, 40 cedis. For what reason, people could not understand. And this was just fish. We have a lot of water bodies here, and you know what? Isn't it amazing that fish, rather, that we have been blessed with, we are not a landlocked nation. There are countries where they don't even have water bodies by their side, so they have to feed from other nations, or they have to make their own types of man-made lakes and all these things. But we in this country, Ghana, we've been blessed. Apart from the many man-made lakes we have, there are rivers. We also have the sea. When you look at our position and our nearness to the Gulf of Guinea, you can see that we don't have any problem with fish. But funny enough, fish in some places is priced high, and we've been wondering why. Fish should not be one of those things that should be high. There was an interview with a certain lady from Gambia who came into the country. If you see Gambia, it's a very small country, and if you see the little water body they have, you'll be surprised to find out how cheap fish is. And so when she came here and she saw that fish was expensive, she was shocked, and she even showed us examples, and he gave us proof of how easy it was to get fish and how affordable it was. So yeah, we have to look at that too. Fish must be very affordable for many to be able to purchase. So that is it. So all in all, economic activities are now booming compared to some 2 years ago, and hopefully the maritime, authority would continue to look out for any more of these tree stamps. There were some people who were speculating that when the tree stamps were calculated, they numbered about 20,000 plus, but we could not count that to be sure of it. So, but if it was true, 20,000 stamps and over, it's a lot of tree stamps. It's a lot of tree stamps. That was just a lot. So we could just imagine the level of trouble that was being faced by all those who were using the water bodies. Because for 20,000 tree stamps to be in the same place where you hope to, get fish and do your activities, there's going to be so much trouble. So that is it. But have you ever wondered how these tree stamps come? Were they there, or do they sort of grow over time? Isn't it amazing how God's creation is? Even in water, deep in water, these plants are able to thrive. Yeah, wow. Well, it's the doings of the Lord. There's nothing that's too difficult for Him. Okay, so you can let us know what you think about these tree stumps that have been removed. Do you know of any other action or activity that you would like to recommend to the Ghana Maritime Authority to undertake? Maybe there's somebody who is listening and you are always around water bodies, or maybe you're not really around water bodies, but you have an idea of some things that could be done to make the life of fish farmers easier. And also maybe there are some things that you have an idea of that we can do or we could implement to make fish more affordable and accessible to the masses in the nation. You could freely explain in the comment section below, and let us all benefit from the little knowledge or guidance you have with you. There's a lot of people who consume fish in this nation, many people, and you'd see that without fish there's going to be a lot of trouble with our diet. The average person who buys even the cheapest meal, when you look at something like kinky, it always goes with fish. So we should look at doing the best in that area. Apart from the fact that these fish bless us with food and also with income, the water bodies also have other benefits which many don't really appreciate. There are some medicines that are derived from aquatic locations, and there's a lot of goodness derived from the water bodies. When you look at even sometimes this salt making companies and all of these, there's just a lot of things that we benefit from this water bodies that we've been given in this nation. So you could drop some ideas or some points to let us see how collectively as a nation we could work on changing things to be better than they currently are today. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for listening. We do hope you enjoy the rest of your day and continue to be a good citizen for this country, Ghana. Thank you once again for listening. Have a nice day.